The latest herbarium blog is written by Satoshi. The second blog post about Shiba Inu was written by the CEO of Shiba. This one isn't as strange as the last one, but it has a lot of pros and cons that we'll talk about in today's video. The Shiba Inu coin army's response isn't great. Like it, it's very confusing, and I'm starting to wonder if some of these people on Twitter are really Satoshi. All of them say, "Yes, master, you are the best. We put our lives in your hands. Thank you so much for all you do to help people." And I get it, guys. He runs the show because of how hard you work behind the scenes. But you have to be willing to see the good and bad things that we will talk about in this video. So, if you want to know what happened in the Shiba Inu coin ecosystem in 2022, keep an eye out. We talk about the latest news about Shiba Inus and the cryptocurrency world in general on our channel. If you are watching one of our videos for the first time, we want to give you a warm welcome. You can make sure you never miss a video by clicking the bell. We will say that this channel is giving away 5 million Shiba Inu tokens. To enter, you only need to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment with the hashtag #ShibaInu. On February 28th, we'll find out who won. There are 4 separate parts. If you want to read about it in detail, check out this blog post. It's long, though, and we'll talk about the pros and cons in a way that everyone else is trying to avoid. That was in the year 2022. I've said from the beginning that I'm just a part of the community. We're just like everyone else, right? I'm a visionary, a designer, a writer, a speaker, and the manager of commercial technology. First, nobody has ever heard Satoshi talk. Many people agree with his choice to make the ship run on a decentralized unit, but some don't. Especially, I don't agree with this at all. You can also call it decentralized, but that's not what it is when people look up to you as if you were God, and no one can decide what to do without your permission and authority. That's the opposite of decentralized. The board of directors or a group of shareholders can vote, so it's not even centralized power. All of the focus is on one person, so I don't agree with the first part of this blog post or the first part of the discussion. Now, let's talk a bit about the races and what happened to them in 2022. The idea behind the breeds was to help give structure to an otherwise unstructured group of volunteers. It was one of the best ideas for both Shiba Inus and their community, and it worked. That's alright. But what I learned from seeing the ideas grow is that members shouldn't just do the task they were given at the beginning. This became clear when the defense breed, who spent a lot of time on Discord fighting, having fun, and answering questions about everything they do, started meeting, working with, and closing deals with different companies without asking our small group of herbarium developers for help. Meet the people who worked on all the projects outside of the Shiba Inu coin ecosystem team. We're talking about that one here. The ones we're trying to help are decentralized and controlled by the government. He's an odd guy. They didn't want to be called defense races. Instead, they wanted to be called the royal team. That Bugatti luggage group was put together by them. I think it was like the Bugatti group trying to steal $30,000 from people. And you guys can turn your suitcases into messenger bags and sell a lot of them. Here's where the game of the Eternity Chamber gets fun. And this will take about a minute. The core team at the time was made up of people who were always changing and growing. They hired an 11-level studio with the goal of making a decentralized, cheaper game for the shoebox. But they didn't know how much it would cost or how much time it would take. This meant that I was responsible for most of the marketing design structure, production structure, and roadmap. There's your separation of power. With the Eternity Shiba game, Satoshi is in charge of everything. So, here's what it all comes down to. They haven't made any money. The game doesn't pay off. No Shiba Inu coin has been burned. They probably won't burn Shiba Inu coins because they aren't worth anything. So Satoshi says, I still want to thank William Vogt. I had to put him in his place because internal problems and feedback from the outside world kept the game from making back its initial investment at launch. Even though it was the #1 mobile game in the app stores at the time. All done. For other metrics, I'd like to thank William Vogt. The tide turned when we were finally able to grow and make money as we turn things around for the iOS and Google Play versions of the game. I hope we can finally make money, even though I know it will be hard to do this without spending a lot of money on marketing. Now that we know the coin ecosystem team and PlaySide Studios don't plan to spend millions of dollars to market the cheaper Eternity game, we can stop worrying about that. So making money in the game will never be possible. No Shiba Inu coin will be burned. You didn't see that. Just when everyone else is trying to only see the good things, you don't care about them. And the biggest problem is that Shiba Inu coins have no use in the game. But if the coin isn't burning during this game, does that mean it's a failure? Well, yes. He wanted to burn the Shiba Inu coin, help the community grow, and improve the coin ecosystem. But he didn't do any of those things. But Satoshi says that it's not at all a failure. The goal was to make a good game that can be used by the Xbox community and licensed so that it can be turned into a Siberian version that gives the players something back. The goal was to make something valuable for Shiba Inu money. But if you change the goal, you might be able to do something for Shiba Inu and your burial someday. Let's not talk about that right now. Well, it was an idea for a business that was already growing and had great food. First of all, I don't know if it was growing or not. It was a one-restaurant location in Italy. It hasn't grown to 2 restaurants, nor has it grown its revenue, nor did it burn any Shiba Inu coins in all of 2022. So well, this continues on a path that is planned, and it started remodeling its first location, acquisition, and design of the second and franchise opportunities that it has not achieved so far. You must remember that part of Well might be a great idea, but they are still in exactly the same position they were in when it introduced the Shiba Inu coin community. The only benefit that was for Welly in the sense that they sold almost $500,000 in theft. In addition, the Shiba Inu coin community also wanted to enter the Welly world hand in hand. This is the wildest and probably the most profitable, so this is not going to suddenly become the whole side of the project, which was once again dependent on me taking my money out of my personal funds. The difference was that at this time, I was not going to risk losing 6 or 7 figures, and I had to determine a new strategy to ensure that John Richmond's efforts and involvement were not in vain. First of all, John Richmond has done nothing for Shiba Inu, no clothes, no fashion show, nothing but another neat takeover of the community to go out and raise money. So the latter was angry about this fact because they were not holding up their end of the bargain. So Satoshi is saying it took longer than he would have liked to have. 40 pieces of special handmade Shiba Inu clothing not manufactured by John Richmond, apparently by the Shiba Inu coin army that was supposed to be Marcy Jastro, one of the metaverse consultants, was supposed to be doing. They say Satoshi wasn't willing to spend any of his own money. And if you ask where it comes from, it's all from Bone. They are buying it. Damn it, he earns a cut of every bone that is born. So Marcy renegotiated the contract with John Richmond to help secure every avatar in the metaverse, which goes to wear John Richmond's clothes. First of all, what kind of accentuated decentralization is it that John Richmond owns the metaverse, and every Shiba Inu coin that is in the metaverse doesn't sound like Shiba'S to me? It sounds like John Richmond just did business